Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalat, wassalamu rasulullah. Welcome to our Resilient Families in Ramadan series. We're halfway through Ramadan now. SubhanAllah, it's gone so quickly, mashallah. Today I'm here with Romy, another one of the graduates from our certification program, from our original very first cohort, mashallah. And as a doula and a massage therapist and educator, and I think you probably have other hats too, but you can share those in a minute. You've actually taken this work and incorporated it into what you do with supporting women as they have babies. And so I'd love you to share with us, Romy, a little bit about what a difference or how it makes a difference, this in your work that you do, this understanding.
Well, subhanAllah, for me personally, it helps me be present and connected with Allah especially, so I can, be the best help I can be for the parents and for the moms as well, when they understand, like when they understand where their feelings are coming from. It helps them be so much more connected to Allah, because a lot of the things that get on the way is obviously their mind, their fears. So when they know that it's just that it's just your thinking, they can actually let go of control, and experience either the birth or the postnatal in a much present way, which it helps them to stay connected, especially in the birth. It's such a hard work that they really need to stay connected with Allah, but trusting Allah by understanding that all these hardships that they're going through now, whatever it is that they're feeling or it's happening to them, is from Allah, and they're getting rewards, and Allah is the one that can make it easy. And so that connection really, really, really helps them to experience it in a completely different way, compared to just being in your mind or trying to control, or which increases everything, increases the pain, increases the difficulty, increases everything, subhanAllah. But when they in that tawakkul state, is completely different, and you can see it in the moms. And starting from the birth, then the postnatal, when they experienced everything through tawakkul and that connection with Allah, the postnatal period is going to be also so much easier for them. Like, not easy in terms of the work or the sleeplessness, all that is going to be the same, but they're going to be so much more resilient. They're going to be able to
So it sounds to me like it's given you a very holistic way of supporting women through that very challenging time. And we'll get deeper into that, because I've got some questions popping into my mind which I think will be really cool. But before we launch into that, you also have been working in the community with this as well, and I'd love for you to share, because it's mostly with mums, but now we're not talking about that first part of the journey. It's now the how do they cope with the behavior and set limits and all of that. Just share a little bit about what you've witnessed and how you've experienced that work in the community as well.
Yes, subhanAllah. So we are doing every term, me and Amanda, we have I forgot, is it Peaceful Moms? Sorry, my brain.
Doesn't matter what it's called.
Yeah. So we're doing, we're teaching all about what we teach in Back to the Fitra. And subhanAllah, it helps the moms so much, because once they learn about the fitra, and they learn about tawakkul, and it just makes their life so much easier, subhanAllah. And I'm trying to think of some of the feedback from the sisters, but I can't remember right now. It's just sort of gives them that some kind of relief, once they learn these, there's some kind of relief that comes to them, and they just become more confident as well, because a lot of the feedback is like, okay, they sort of knew what they were doing, but they got lost at some point, and this is sort of getting them back on the track of, okay, no, I can have confidence in myself, in Allah, and just keep going.
Mm, beautiful. And when I speak to Lamanda sometime later in Ramadan, she can share her perspective of what the women have been taking away from that work. I've seen some of the photos and it looks like you have a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. It's one of we love doing those workshops, and yeah, it is
Alhamdulillah.
fun.
So bringing it back to the topic, because we're really talking about resilience and um, around birth and postpartum, that postpartum journey. One of the things that came to my mind as you were talking um, is birth is one of those times where there's lots of decisions to make, especially when things aren't going in a straightforward way or there's complications coming in. Do you find that with this understanding, it actually helps them be more grounded and make better decisions around that? Because there are big decisions to make at a time when things are very full on.
Yes, yes, I do. I think when with understanding, you're able to let go, and you're able to connect with Allah, and you're able to actually, so you're letting go of fears, you're letting go of control, you're letting go of all this, so that it'll bring you back to actually be able to connect with Allah and make that best decision for yourself.
Mm.
It involves a lot of knowledge as well, and that you probably have had to learn before, so like to make informed decisions, but at the same time, the ultimate decision is that with through that connection with Allah, knowing that you're making the best decision for yourself and your baby.
Yeah, because the situation with giving birth, there's a lot of unknowns, and even when you're
Mhm.
getting medical advice, they still also don't know. Or it's like they don't, there's so much they haven't got information on, even if they've done ultrasounds and all of that sort of thing, they're still not 100% sure. So there's that knowledge, as you said, but then there's also that Allah's guiding to what is the best thing because He is the one who does know.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what helping, when you're connected with Allah, it helps you just know that you're making the best decision because you're connected to the one that knows.
Yeah. And the other thing that came to my mind listening to you is when we're more relaxed, we're likely to go through the process of birth with a lot more ease because if we're tense, of course, we're creating restriction,
Yeah.
and it's the last time in the world when you want to be creating restriction. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You want it to be opening, not restriction.
Yep.
Subhanallah. So, do you find that um, the mums who have you've supported with this understanding, to prepare them for birth, have a better experience of the birth as well?
Yes. Because I learn, so you know when you are having that, you call it restriction, but it's sort of like you, uh, what's the word, you're having, like you're working against your body, yeah. So
That's
once,
right.
yeah, so once you in that relaxed state, and in that tawakkul, you're letting go of control, you you going with the process, you allowing your body to do the work, and you relaxed, then everything flows whatever way it's meant to be, because birth is not perfect, and it's not meant to be perfect, but that actually helps so much because it helps your body release the hormones, or the chemicals that you need to actually, so for pain relief, um
Mm,
for all that, you need to be really in this state where you just calm, and letting go of the fears, letting go of control. Like, I keep repeating that, but for me those are like very, very, very important ones that actually create that resistance. That was my word, the word that I was looking for, that resistance against what's happening, and you really need to be in, going with the flow. And
And the other thing that came to my mind is that we're getting cues from our body, like what to do next. If we're in that fear and worry and stress, we're not
Mhm.
going to notice the cues. But if you're in that relaxed state, you will actually notice, oh, okay, my body's saying it's time to push now, or my body, like you'll know what to do.
Yes, yes, yeah, definitely.
So then, of course, the baby's born. This continues on because in those early days, of course, a baby can't tell you what it needs, what it wants. Then, and you can have challenges come up. Maybe they're not putting on weight, or maybe they get ill, or something like that. And there's a lot of fear and stress associated around those early weeks to months. And then, of course, we have that prevalence of postnatal depression. Can you share what difference you think this makes to that stage?
Yes, Pamela. So there's a lot of fears that come up. Yeah, it could be anything physical, or it could also be you're going through so much because it's such an adaptation that you need to do. So everything is so new, especially if it's your first baby. Um, that if the fear of, am I going to be a good mom? It can go. The mind can go. Really get on in the way of really you staying in the present to be able to make those, the best decisions, to be able to realize, okay, all of this is not real, it's not happening now actually. um and being able, and with our understanding, it helps you be in the present moment so much more, and that actually helps you sort of experience all this in a much more connected way, either connected with Allah, connected to yourself, or connected to your baby, or the rest of the support, the family, your loved ones. That connection actually really helps you.
And do you think that it helps them stay emotionally stronger and less prone to postpartum depression?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad.
Especially, yes, because especially, if you had a good experience in your birth, so through this understanding, you're letting go of all these things. You had an experience, and a good experience in your birth doesn't mean that everything went well. It
Mm,
means that you psychologically, or you resilient, whatever is happening to you, you trust in Allah and in everything that's happening. So if you come in with that strength, and then it helps, it keeps going, and in each stage, it sort of, it really does help build up all that ends up in what can be at the end, postnatal depression.
mm. And so what's the flow-on effect for the child?
Yeah, it's amazing for the baby, because you have a mom that doesn't feel that she's not able to do what she's meant to do, because she's got rid of all those fears, or she's not experiencing all those fears. So mom is ready to connect with the baby. Mom is ready to read the cues, which are many, because baby doesn't communicate in any other way than crying. So she's able to really have that space and that time to get to know her baby. um yeah, and in all that, it brings to, like, the best experience for the baby as well. If you relax, connected, you're not fearing. And I'm not saying that that doesn't happen. Obviously, it could happen. There's moments that we're gonna have this, but overall, mom is very grounded and resilient, and going through it, you know connected with Allah. Baby's gonna thrive.
So have you noticed happier babies with the mums that you've worked with?
Yes, yes, subhanallah.
Mm. Well, I guess they'd be happy because they also get you train the mums how to massage them and everything as well. So they don't just get a healthy mum, they also get good massages.
Yeah, yeah, they get, yeah, it covers the physical part as well, and that really helps. subhanallah, having those massages in the first time, it's a treat for the mom. It's actually part of the recovery. It's actually very essential, but when we compare it with what's happening to moms now, it's actually like a treat. But in reality, it's something that it should be happening to all moms. That level of care, that level of maybe, providing for them what they actually really need, the support that they really need to be able to, connect with the baby, connect to themselves, lots of lack of sleep, relief from their body, the aches.
SubhanAllah. It's like I love the work you're doing, Romy, because how wonderful is it for a child coming into this world to start with a really beautiful start like that?
Mm,
I mean, the evidence these days now is that uh, a lot of issues people have can even start from even prior to birth.
yes.
And the stress levels of parents are a significant factor in that. To the extent if you read Gabor Mate's work, he'll say that stressed parents is what turns on the ADHD switch in kids. So not saying that everybody who has the genetic makeup for it would end up with ADHD.
Mhm.
He's suggesting, and Allah knows best, that it's the stress in childhood that switches these things on, and so who knows what else I mean, we know now that stress and our nervous system
Mhm.
being in high alert is it creates a domino effect with health issues in our bodies and everything. So being able to support mums to go through that really difficult process of getting a baby out
Yep.
in a way where she and the baby have a good experience, and a good experience doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying
Perfect.
that it
Yeah,
won't
that's
be
mean
pain.
perfect.
Good experience is that that psychologically there's no suffering going on. It's like, okay, yes, this is hard, but I can do this. It's like there's a resilience. What a wonderful start, and especially for first-time mums, just having that support. I remember when the first time for me, it was like so much anxiety around
Mhm.
everything because you just didn't know what to expect. But when you can rely upon Allah, you don't need to know what to expect. You feel the comfort in that.
Yes. And Allah send you that baby to you in your care. So you
Mm.
definitely can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, especially given here in the West, you're going through a secular system, and so you're not gonna have that spiritual care and the spiritual reminders. Having someone like yourself as their birth partner, doula, as it's called, is
Mhm.
such an amazing opportunity, and then especially with that holistic approach that you've got with pretty much body, mind, and soul.
Mm,
Subhanallah,
yes.
alhamdulillah.
This
So
part.
what would be one takeaway you would like to leave today for people to think about?
SubhanAllah, there was one thing that I wanted to mention,
Mm,
because especially in the postnatal period, moms are gonna be very tired. This lack of sleep, this it's hard work. But SubhanAllah, I was thinking about when we said one fresh thought can change everything, and
mm.
I was thinking one fresh wave of gratitude can change your day.
Yes,
SubhanAllah.
it certainly can.
And I thinking maybe that's what I would like people to take
Mm,
today, that
mm.
no matter how hard it is, no matter how hard your day is going, especially the mums in the postnatal um period where babies might be having reflux, might be having any kind of something that is happening, and it makes it really hard. One fresh thought, one wave of gratitude, it could just release all that tiredness, and you can just feel subhanAllah, you can just, connect to Allah and keep
Mm.
going. And,
And if it's a struggle to find something to be grateful for, I think looking at their tiny, tiny, tiny little hands
mm,
and how they
you
can
know, they
move
can move
tiny little
tiny
fingers,
little things.
that the miracle of Allah's creation.
Yes. And that connection with baby, it's also the chemical, we connect with baby, you remember all the things, it brings all those chemicals that actually release in your body that help you, oxytocin, we're even getting it now. Like every time I talk about it, I'm like, yes, I love this feeling because it just fills you with love and
Mm.
mm,
Alhamdulillah, beautiful.
beautiful.
Well, if anybody is looking for a doula in Sydney,
Mm.
then reach out to Romy, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. When are you going to do an online program so people from across the globe can benefit from you taking them through these? Obviously, you can't be there for the birth, but you can certainly be a virtual support system.
SubhanAllah, yeah, it has to come. I'm not sure when. Yeah, inshallah, it will. When is the
Inshallah.
right time? We also connected to Allah in a way that, okay, when is the right time, it will happen and it will be very easy versus forcing it, and then it'll take so much more work.
Yeah,
But
alhamdulillah.
yeah, inshallah, it will happen. I think this year I'm focusing on birth, because I haven't been able to do birth a lot because I had my son. And now it's in an age that I can actually leave the home because births happen mostly at night. Um, so sorry, they have to interrupt me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
family life,
fine.
isn't it?
Yes, alhamdulillah. So focus on birth and focus on the moms group, and inshallah, yes, I guess all that will pave the road to writing this program, and inshallah get it out there.
Inshallah. I look
Yeah.
forward to you launching that. It'll be awesome, I think, inshallah. Very much needed, and you'll be able to support a lot more women that way,
Mm,
inshallah.
mm, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Well, Jazakallah khair, Romy. Very, very meaningful discussion about a very, very vulnerable time in life for mum and bubs.
Mm,
SubhanAllah.
mm. Why
So
not?
anyone listening to the recording, please make sure you share your takeaways because we love to read those, and reach out if you're someone who would like to become certified like Romy to bring this emotional and spiritual resilience into the work that you do, or just into the community in general, or even into your own family, alhamdulillah, because it starts with our families, doesn't it, Romy? It starts with
Mm,
us and our families first, and then we see so much benefit we share with others, alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for having me. And,
Oh, it's been my
been
pleasure
like,
hearing what you've been up to. So subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. See you all again tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.